Hey guys, it's NERF Boy Productions here, and I am super excited because I just went to my local ToysRUs in Canada, and I found something that's not supposed to be released until November. Yeah. Here it is. This is the NERF N-Strike Elite Rapid Strike CS-18. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the box here. It says N-Strike Elite N-Strike Elite in the corner. It also says Rapid Strike CS-18. Little Hasbro logo there. Nice picture of the gun. For the metric system users in Canada and UK, where they sell NERF, it'll say 22 meters. For you Americans, it'll say 75 feet. Nice big NERF logo over there. It says 18 dart clear clip. It says that right there in 3 different languages. And now let's take a look at the back of the box. A nice diagram of the gun with things where it points out all the different parts of it. Alright, so enough about the box. Let's go ahead and unbox it. We're going to break the seal of authentication, which is just clear tape, and then slide this bad boy out. Let's see what we get. There's the box. Put that aside. Okay, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Absolutely awesome. Now my initial impressions when I looked at this gun, doesn't really look like the Stampede, which is a good thing, because I mean, it's nice to have a new gun, right? It's the same Stampede functioning that we know and love, but with those elite distances and a little bit of a upgrade in the beauty department. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and check out the bottom corner of the box. We have a thing of darts here, and we just take that out. So I'll talk about those later. The other bottom corner, we have the clip. Grab my scissors here and slip this tape, slide out the clip. There we go. Feels awesome. It's a different type of material than your normal orange clips, and it's actually a nicer material. It's a hard plastic. Yeah, and it's all clear. The first clip to be all clear. I'll talk more about that later. Now on to the main attraction, the gun. Graceful. Oh. This gun right here is the nicest NERF gun, and I'm not faking this. This is the nicest NERF gun I've ever held in my hands. To feel with the stock and everything, it's the nicest NERF gun I've ever held. Way, way better than the Stampede. Way better than the Long Shot. Way better than the Rampage. Way better than anything with a stock Retaliator, Barricade. It's so good. This is incredible. Now, another reason that I am pretty astonished is because a lot of the new NERF guns, like all the new ones really, the paint has been really sloppy. You could see it's a lasered on, and there's been like grain lines all around it. This is a nice paint job. It's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. This is a beautiful gun. I love the different position stock. It's just 2 positions, in and out. One thing to note is that to pull it out, you don't actually have to pull the tab like normal. You can just do that, which is cool. So, I mean, that is normal, but it's nice because if you just want to quickly pull it out, you can do that, and you're ready to go. Now let's talk about this handguard. Nicest handguard I've ever felt. That's initially it was the stock and the handguard that I loved. It's perfect for my hand, and the stock is perfect for my shoulder. And then I went to aim, and this flip-up sight can come down, of course, and you can just kind of like, you know, hip fire, right? But then you can flip up this for super accuracy, and when you look through this little hole, which I'll talk more about later, it's awesome. So I'll try and I knocked over the stuff, but I'll try and show you here. The camera cannot do it justice, but it's truly beautiful. Yeah, so I absolutely love that. That is awesome. Now, let's talk about tactical rails. We have one big one on the top, another one on the front of the top, so that's 1, 2. We have one on this side and this side, 2 little shorties. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then as well as one in the front on the bottom. 5 tactical rails. That is the same as the one on the Stampede, which is pretty cool. Now, another cool thing about this, boom, you can put on barrel extensions. Let me grab a barrel. Alright, so here's the gun with the Retaliator barrel, and the reason, okay, so let me talk about this front sight for a sec. Basically, if you were just using this gun, you would say, well, why would you flip that down? There's really no reason to. Well, it's mainly for the barrels, because what's cool is, if you connect this Retaliator barrel, for example, and you go to aim through here, what will happen is this will be in the way of that sight. So what you can do is flip that down, then it's out of the way of your sight, and you can use that. And then once you've used that, you've got a more accurate target, which is awesome. Alright, so that is pretty cool. Now, of course, another thing I love about this gun, when its smallest form with the stock collapsed and no attachments, it's pretty small. It's about the same length as the Rampage, and that's really awesome. But then you put on the Retaliator barrel and take out the stock, and it's the same size as the long shot, which is awesome, but still amazing. I love that you have that tactical rail on the bottom, so you can, you know, put down that old-fashioned Stampede bipod there, and then, you know, do your old stuff. I really, 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 really love this gun. Alright, now, let's talk about the clip. The clip is pretty cool. It takes 18 darts. It is see-through, or transparent, whatever you want to say. The two, at the bottom, the two bottom corners are actually rubber, and that's awesome, so that, basically, if you have your mag in the gun, and you go to eject it, right, and you don't want to, you know, place it down, you just want to let it fall on the ground because you're running in a war, basically, if it hits a hard surface, if you're playing indoors or something, you're not going to ding up the floor, and you're not going to ding up your clip, because it's rubber, and it'll just bounce, which is awesome. The clip, like all guns, is very smooth. The place where you put in the clip, I guess you could call it the mag well if you want to be precise about it. It's very smooth, and yeah. Let's talk about the access door. It is clear as well. It's orange tinted, and if we slide it open here, it doesn't actually click closed. It just kind of shifts into place like that. But then if you open it, there's a nice big open chamber to access your darts. You can see it's like the span of my finger. It's got some nice little rubber flaps for the dart to guide it, which is awesome. I know you say never look down the barrel, but there's no batteries in it or darts. And if you show you, the barrel is actually spiraled, which they do with all the new Elite guns. It's kind of corny, but I like it. It's cool. Why not, right? Alright, now let's talk about the sling points with this gun. Technically, this is a sling point here. I would not recommend attaching a sling to here. It's 2 actually, so you can attach for both sides, which is pretty neat. But I wouldn't do it, and here's why. If you have your sling there and you go to aim, that sling's going to be blocking your aim because it's going to be like that, and you can't see. So yeah. There's other little holes in the gun, but those don't count because they're too big. And actual sling points, there's 2 here, one on each side, 1 there, so that's 3, 1 here, and that's 4. So you can attach it to the front, and then wherever else you want. You know, you can do that. You can do that. Yeah. So yeah, and then of course you can just do like a 1-point sling. Yeah, so let's talk about the triggers and stuff. It's your standard, same as the Stampede. It's got 2 different triggers. Actually, no, it's not the same as the Stampede. It's like the Strife. So it's got a revving trigger, and like the Raven as well, and so on and so forth, and the Hailfire and all that. It's got the revving trigger, so you hold down, it goes and revs up, and then you can go and fire. But if you do that, it's not going to fire. You can see, even if I just try and pull the trigger, it won't do it. But then you have to push that down, and you can. So yeah, those are those. You just basically, whenever you're in combat, always hold that down, and then just, and I believe if you hold it down, it'll just go doom, 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 because it's full auto and semi, which is awesome. And then right for your second finger, in front, you can see that little orange tab, and the mag won't come out, but when you push that, the mag comes out. So that is the mag release. You can hit it with your finger, which is awesome, because the old guns had it right on the side here, so you'd have to go right and then pull it out. But with this, you can just go super simple. I love that. Alright, so the stock has a nice like collapse thing where it like goes in, which is great to mold to your shoulder. And yeah, alright, so I think that's about it. Of course, we're going to put some batteries in there, and then I'll show you that. Now, onto the darts. We open up this package here. They all pour out here, and I'll count them for you, so you can see how many darts we get. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So no extras. Now let's take this clip and fill it up. Now, 18 darts are loaded here, and it's not like the drums or anything where it can fit more. Here's the 18th dart, and once we put that in, it's a tight fit. You cannot squeeze any more in, and I wouldn't do it. Now, it doesn't say 18 max in giant letters like on the Stampede, which is nice, but on the side, if you look in the light, it says 18. Now, let's go ahead and take this, put it in, but we still can't fire, because we need to put in batteries. Now, I guess that's the last thing I need to talk about, is the battery compartment. Now, the battery compartment's in the front. It is 3 screws, 3 Phillips, 1, 2, 3, and we'll slide that out. Insert your 6 C batteries, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it 6 or 3? 4. It's 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Slide that back in, and we'll do a firing test. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put some batteries into this guy. So let's undo these screws here. Alright, so now we've got these 3 screws undone. Let's pull out this tray here. And you see it has 4 spots for C batteries. And this is a C battery right here. Let's put it in the 4 slots here. There we go, it'll click in. That second one will be a little tight, and there's these little plastic pastes we might have to pull back in order to, actually, don't pull that back. You could break it. The plastic tabs are very flimsy, so be careful with them. The ones in the middle, very flimsy. Just gonna fit that in. There we go. Now we got those in. Slide it back in. There we go. And let's put these screws back on. Alright, so now the batteries are in the tray, and we got our 18 dart mag, and let's go ahead and fire off some rounds. Alright, so we got the gun here, and what I want, of course, we are closer to the wall today, and that's because, if I show you, the house is actually under construction, so I can't really film there. That's also why I filmed at this angle, because I had to. So, yeah. Let me just adjust the shot there. Alright. There. Good enough. So, one thing I need to mention, the gun, unlike the Stampede, is not that heavy with the C batteries. Stampede takes 6 C batteries, and this takes 4. So, and especially when you have the stock out, when this is rested on your shoulder and all the batteries in the front, it's really easy to hold it. On the Stampede, it's just very unbalanced. So this also makes it for very steady shots. It's not heavy enough that it's like you can see how steady my arm is. So yeah. Now, the gun will not rev up when you don't even have a clip in it, if there is batteries, but once you put the batteries in and the clip in, it revs up. Now, if I could compare the revving noise to any gun, I would compare it to the Stockade. It's actually quiet for this big gun. It's actually quieter than the Barricade, which is awesome. It's about the same as the Stockade. Strife is quieter, but it takes about 5 seconds for it to fully charge, and you'll hear that. I'll actually count it out with my hands. So you can see it takes about 5 seconds. So let's go ahead and shoot at this wall. Of course, this isn't a range test, just a firing test, since I don't have the space to do a range test right now. So let's go ahead and shoot. Here we go. Alright, so it kind of surprised me firing there, because that was the first time I actually fired this gun, and it sounds different than other guns. Of course, that big plunger system with the Stampede goes yoomp, 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 and you hear that little noise, right? Yoomp, 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 shooting those darts out. Well, this is different. The rate of fire is incredible. Every time you see that little needle go, that's it firing. Awesome. Now, for semi, all you need to do is tap the trigger and it fires. But one thing I have to say is when you do semi, it actually doesn't go as high powered as when you go full, because it's using all its volts to fire really fast. So I'll show you. You saw that the faster I pulled the trigger, the louder it got, and that's because it's using more volts, spinning the flywheels faster, sending the dart further. So I'd recommend going full auto, or at least when you fire fast. Which is good that it includes an 18 dart drum, because you'll go through those darts. I'd recommend buying a Rampage or a Raider if you can find one, and get a big drum. You don't have to get a specific gun, just if you have a nice drum, I'd recommend using it in one of these guns, because it's pretty awesome. So, awesome. Full auto is amazing. Yeah, so, that's pretty much it. I mean, I would do a firing test with the barrel, but of course we know it's going to decrease range and increase accuracy. No biggie there. We know what it's going to do. yeah. Alright, so, hope you guys enjoyed this video of the NERF N-Strike Elite Rapid Strike CS-18. This is my favorite elite gun by far. Recommend saving up your money and buying one of these. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys later.